Well, listen to that beautiful music. Oh my goodness, it's Diablo 2. Oh boy. I've been wanting to play some Diablo 2 for a very long time, and my goodness. I have played Diablo 2 on my channel before, but I didn't get very far because it was constantly getting interrupted, whatever, but I think now is the time to revive. So, let's do it. So, I'm not DJ Waters. I'm not, Extimus. I'm not Dobrunsky, okay? I ain't the best. But I do want to do a Diablo 2 series as a background thing, so I keep making videos just because I have something as a long form thing. And myself personally, I usually watch videos that are long form to just kind of fall asleep to. So if you want to do that, more power to you. But those of you new to Diablo 2, well, you're going to have a blast, I hope. I'm no stranger to Diablo 2. I've been playing it since 2012, and I've played everything from Median XL to, all the way on Hell with different characters. So I'm pretty familiar with the game. I'm not an expert. But yeah. Whew, this is going to be a fun project. I was tempting to play as a sorceress. I actually did a test playthrough yesterday, but I was way too tired. So I decided, let's do it with a, paladin, because I kept saying, oh man, I wish I was playing paladin or something, because I just wasn't getting good drops. I was way too tired. I was just way too unfocused. So here we have Butterfinger the paladin, because why not? So, before we get started, there's a couple of things. I am going to be playing with Plugy. Personal page, oh boy. We get to miss the exciting thing where I found out you could rename these, because it's actually a current version of Plugy. This actually didn't have naming options when I used to play. So, this is not my first time playing as a paladin. I've played through as a paladin a few years ago. I generally play once a year, usually one or two characters. Like I said, I was going to play as sorceress just to grind items out, but maybe we'll do that on the side. I might even do, some different thumbnails so you guys know which character's what. That way, if you want to see my paladin, you want to do that. You can watch if I make a sorceress, which I inevitably will do, because sorceress is so good at getting items for other characters. So, yeah, Diablo 2. Man, what can I say about this game? It's just incredible. So let's go ahead and go over the mod, because I used to not like Plugy. I'm very adamant that you should play Diablo 2 the way it was intended. And speaking of intended, I actually am running this in a window using Plugy's windowed command, and you better be thankful. So it was a pain to try and get this set up. So it's a thing. Yeah, I can accidentally click out of the screen really easily, and you might see my incredible wallpaper as well. Spoiler warning, it's not nude, so not exciting. I don't recommend playing with Plugy if it's your first time. Play through Plugy if it's like your fourth or fifth. But let's go ahead and explain what Plugy does. This is not your normal stash space. It's about half of this. This is about how much a median stash is, but I have played Median on here before, a long time ago, a current version, back in 2000 whatever. But anyways, so this is our normal inventory. There's nothing... Plugy I have set to a couple of things, and I'm going to go over those first. So normally this is only half the size, and you only get one page, right? But this one is infinite. You can actually, just bump it as many as you want. And shoutouts to Mr. Llama, because he really got me into wanting to use Plugy. Mr. Llama is an incredible Diablo 2 player. Go watch him. Don't watch me. Please. So, anyways, this is also really nice because you don't have to have a mule character, because we can go over to shared stash, and rather than having to have a mule character just for a few items, you can just do this and share it between your characters. I'm not going to be twinking my first character, which is going to be this Paladin, and I do have an idea of what the build's going to be. So, I was saying it yesterday, I'm like, God, I just want to do that instead. It's not Hammerdin, I'm just going to say that right now. So, I would love to do Hammerdin, but we're not going to do that. So we can put gold in here if we want to and swap it between accounts, but that's not a big deal. I'm probably not going to be using anything crazy in the personal page other than the shared page, until way later. I'm not really worried about it right now. Because if I get some pretty sick runes, I'm probably going to put them in there for another character to twink to start quicker. But that's way ahead, and hopefully we get there. I would love to do it. So, I have Diablo 2 set up to... Oh, no, 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 oh my god. That was loud, sorry. I have it set up to... Good day, Wariv. Just your... You know, your basic controls. This is this. You can just pause and look at all these if you really want to see what I use. Show items for me is D. That's very important. And that's how I have my game configured. It's actually very similar to how Diablo 1's controlled, and I also have a Diablo 1 playthrough on my channel if you want to watch that. But I might do it again because I just wasn't very happy with how it turned out. But that's neither here nor there. This is Diablo 2. So Plugy doesn't really add anything other than maybe some quality of life features, which I'll show you guys right now. I believe I can do it through here. Yes. So Plugy also adds some very nice features, which if you haven't played Diablo 2, don't play with this first. But this is nice to show. Like I said, it just depends on what you prefer. Actually showing your magic find is very important because normally you have to deduce your magic find by just physically adding up your stats, and I'm not a huge fan of that. You can see your cast rate. This is very important for a lot of characters, especially sorceresses and necros. You know, your speed, your leeches, all these really pretty dope things. This is just lovely shit. I really love this. Seeing your actual resistances all like right here, and just your breakpoints as well. This is pretty. I mean, only until way later, but man, that is some pretty awesome stuff the Plugy adds. There's also, I think I have it disabled. Maybe I don't. Okay, I do. It's Alt. You can actually reduce your stats with Plugy. I don't really like that. In Vanilla Diablo 3, you only get 3 respecs for free per difficulty, and then you have to refarm them in Hell. So I personally don't use that because I feel like that's a little cheesy, but it is there if you want to. You can also change your, you know, I folder in Plugy, and it's got all that stuff in there for you, all that nautical talk. So yeah, pretty much nothing else is installed. There's no like extra guaranteed loot from mobs or shit like that. No damage increasing shit. I'm not even playing this in widescreen. This is actually 800 by 600 and a 1920 by like 1080 screen. It's really awkward, but you know, doesn't matter. I think that might explain enough of what the mod does off the bat. But yeah, let's just jump into it. So I'm gonna be playing as Paladin. Like I said, it's not Hammerdin. I know those of you who don't know what the hell that is. That's good. So we're gonna be playing through as Zealot, I've kind of decided so far. I mean, Zealots are really good, so I kind of just enjoy that as a class. Some people play as Smiter, other people play as Hammerdin because they're boring and suck. Just kidding, it's actually a lot of fun. I love Hammerdin, it's just bullshit, I love it. But we're not doing that, so we're going to be playing just through as a good old-fashioned, you know, just simple, basic, nothing too crazy. I'm probably just gonna decide on these later. I'm not sure what my, you know, thing's gonna be yet. It's probably gonna be fanaticism's really good, but we'll get into it later. So it doesn't really matter right now. So those of you who never played Diablo 2, I don't recommend starting off with a Paladin. I recommend something a little bit more basic, like a Barbarian, maybe. I always think Javelin Amazon's a good start, so don't pick Sorceress or Necro. You'll get overwhelmed and get, like, shit on. So, Paladin's a good neutral, middle ground class. I have a lot of fun playing as that class, because I didn't want to play through as a Necro. Necro's my favorite class. I've made so many of those, it's unbelievable. I don't want to do that again. Not right now. So Zealot is focusing on the skill Zeal, which allows you to hit really fast over and over. I would love to just make a Zealot just absolutely batshit crazy. It'd be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and look through our stats here, because I have played through as a few different paladins here and there. This is a pretty good. I mean, it's the only problem is it's lightning, but most players they either play through as smite. Smite is really good. You can actually make a functioning build with this. Sacrifice is just basically a dump stat. Holy Bolt, it's okay. It's not the greatest. Everyone knows Blessed Hammer is just batshit insane. This is probably the most... yeah, this is just broken. It's not even a joke. I don't think it... Does it? I haven't played as a Zealot in a long time. I didn't think it had any bonuses, does it? No, it's just Sacrifice. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I might... you know, put some dump stats here and there. Maybe we'll make a Hammerdin later on. I don't know. It's really stupid. I don't want to do it. Oh, we gotta do my one thing I do with every Diablo character. We gotta do it.
I am a cop. There is a place.
Vroom vroom. Ah, haha. See, I did it. So, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Alright. This is Diablo 2, man. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And I really hope that you guys are gonna enjoy this. Oh, I love this game. It's just so good. I'm trying to not, like, blow my load here because I've already, you know, played through a little bit last night. And Superior Buckler, fuck yeah, let's take that right now. And a socket, hot damn. For the most part, Paladin isn't my favorite class, but just for the sake of, you know, just getting into it, it's a very fun class. Wow, we found Den of Evil that fast, wow. I'm gonna just hold off on doing Den right this minute and just get a couple goodies here and there first. So, those of you who never played Diablo 2 and are just wanting to get into it, it's actually kind of hard to get a hold of. I actually have been using the same physical copy since 2012. And, I actually have, like, 3 different, like, saved locations for it. Like, I just do not want to, like, get rid of it. I actually install it on every computer I've ever had, so yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever made. It's actually one of the first games I put on a computer next to Doom. Doom is always the first thing that goes on the computer with me, but it was certainly the first one on this new beast of a monster I've got here. But yeah, Diablo 2 is a isometric style ARPG, or action RPG as the cool kids these days say it. It's definitely its own type of game. A lot of games that come out nowadays, like that one BDSM-themed one that I saw the other day on Steam. I think it's called They Punish or something. I can't remember what. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And then I was like, nah, I don't want to play this. I want to play the real deal. You know, like Path of Exile. I actually haven't played Path of Exile. I had a couple of friends try to suggest it to me. And I think somebody on Steam also has suggested it to me before as well. But just seriously, man, it's so hard just to, like, determine which one I want to play, because you really only have one that you're going to stick with the most, and for me, it's just, you can't beat Diablo 2. It's just, it's broken, it's fun, it's frustrating. It's one of my favorite games ever made. I always love to tell this story, but Diablo 2 is the only game I've ever, like, called in when I was still in school. When I played it, I actually called in. Like, I lied to my parents, and I lied to the school and called in and played Diablo 2 all day. So, yeah, it was a good time. It really was. I absolutely love this game. Starting off is a little bit rocky. So, if you don't know what I'm doing, it's basically like turn-based. If you've ever played RuneScape, which is why I love RuneScape so much as well, and Diablo 2 and vice versa, it's a lot like that. Just click on monsters and you do damage. Right now, we don't have any skills. I know I have skill points, but I'm not going to use them just yet. I want to get as much stuff as I can done here. So, actually, let's do a smart thing. So, I'm actually going to map this out. Let's go ahead and put our portal here and just walk away from it. Oh, God, I feel so... It's like 180 degrees outside right now, and my fucking nose is just stuffy because there's a lot of smoke. It's Oregon, man. I'm used to it. It's like Florida Man, except Oregon Man. Anyways, you're just clicking on monsters and you're using your skills. It's not very complicated. The complexity of this game it starts to sink in as soon as you start playing it. Around Act like 3, I think is about where I'd say it starts to kick in. There's not a lot to it at first, but once characters, there's Flava Flav. Once characters start getting a lot more beefier, I say characters don't really start until around level 30, which is still a pretty tall order, obviously. Holy shit, these... Man, oh, that's why I was like, why is this so strong? It's a fucking unique already. But yeah, basically, most enemies right now are pretty easy. You can see right now, oh, I had a feeling it was Mana Burn. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not playing a Sorceress anymore. This is actually hard. I'm getting my ass kicked by this pack of elites. So let's just leave them alone for now. I'm not really worried about these Fallen and stuff. They're not a big deal. But, so, yeah, it starts off really basic. Damn it. That elite pack really messes things up. That's not good luck. I could easily just switch to an actual skill and kill them, but you know what? That's too much sense. Okay, wander into a corner. That's fine, too. So, essentially, a character starts off pretty squishy. You're not going to have a lot of offense unless you're playing as Sorceress, and you really do have to... If you're playing as a melee-based character like Barbarian, I'd say even Druid, but I'm not very familiar with Druid. You need a lot of really effective gear really early on. Characters like Amazons and... I think most Amazons, it doesn't really matter which kind you are. Javazon or Bow or whatever. Ooh, that XP Shrine. I want to use that on Den of Evil. So, that's awesome. I love how I just barely glimpsed that. I'm like, XP Shrine. Dope. So, most characters start growing in Diablo 2 around level 20 to 30. Because that's 30 is when you unlock usually your last couple skill trees. And, truly, there's a lot of stuff to Diablo that looks simple, but is actually really complex. Like, learning what equipment needs to balance with what to get good synergies and stuff. It's all about min-maxing and those big fat numbers, baby. It's all about those numbers. So, early on, it's really easy. I really don't have much, you know, strategy in mind. I'm just kind of chipping away at enemies, not really worrying too much right now. But once we start unlocking bosses, that's where it starts to get... Where the hell is that main elite? She should be around here somewhere. Oh, well. So, Cold Plains, if you're unfamiliar, always has the waypoint right here. So, let's go back to the encampment for a minute. I'm going to go buy some crap to make this a little bit easier. So, anyways... I love this game. I really do. That's a pretty good starting item to sell. Let's see. 2 to 7, 2 to 4. Not really anything useful right this minute. Low quality sash. It's nice we got a sash really early because, yeah, trust me, I can't stress to you enough how annoying the early game can be. So let's go ahead and do something a little bit high tier. I'm just going to start dumping some stamina potions in my inventory. What this is going to do is I'm going to actually stack these all together, and then I'm basically just going to stack all that stamina up and then just use it in Den of Evil so I clear it a lot quicker. So this is something I learned from Mr. Llama as well, so I did not know this without his assistance. So yeah, go watch his stuff. He's a fantastic, wonderful guy. Anyways, yeah. I'm just really excited to play Diablo 2. I've been hankering to play this for a very long time. It's just... I have to stop myself playing it because it's so addictive. And I usually get burned out, and that's the big problem. So, that's why I'm using it as a filler series for in-between stuff. I was going to do Condemned 2, but I'm like, I gotta... Just a lot of stuff happening right now. I just gotta kind of focus on something I already know a lot of. So let's go ahead and dump all this stamina in, pop this XP shrine, and let's go to town, man. So I think I should be okay without having to use any skills and stuff yet. I'm not really worried about this. Truth be told, it's actually really hard for me to die in Diablo. I've got that mentality that the game is in hell constantly, and I'm just gonna die every 2 seconds. So, doesn't really matter. I mean, your beginning experience in Diablo 2 is very basic. So, clearing a quest log also gets rid of the message, which is what I'm going to be using to help me determine how many mobs are left to kill, because Den of Evil is one of the only quests, I think it's the only quest actually in all the game, where you absolutely have to kill every single enemy in the dungeon. It's not a bad quest, but the reward is a free skill point, which is why I'm not really, worried about other things right now. And so, if you're not familiar with Diablo or these kinds of games, kill the shamans first. They'll revive the little bastards. They are very annoying. You don't want to have Den of Evil almost completed, and fuck yeah, we got some gloves. You don't want to have that one fallen just wandering around, and you're just like, damn it, man, really? I can't stand Den of Evil, if I'm being honest. It's not really the worst. I've done it so many times. I just want to get it over with. I think that's the advantage of Diablo 2, is once you play it, you start to know what to do, but then you also know what to do. And Charm, hell yeah, man, that's dope. What did we get? Let that zombie just stay over there. Leave me alone. It's probably something bad. Poison. That's fine. I'll take it. It's pretty good right now because it's the only charm we have. Charms are basically passive abilities. They can be pretty useful early on, but it's not like we're going to find anything too substantial right now. We really want to get gems and probably some early game runes so I can make some rune words. I'm going to have to look up some rune words to craft because, if I'm being honest, I'm not very familiar with melee rune words as much. But I'm talking about stuff we haven't even came close to yet, so I really have nothing to say yet. So, when it comes to Paladin, or most any melee class you want to build in this game, it all comes down to a couple of things. Dexterity, because dexterity equates to attack rating, which I'll explain when we start leveling up here in a few minutes, because I'm going to get my dungeon clear here, then we're going to do that. So, I'm also probably going to make my first cut here after Bloodraven and the Catacombs, because I think that's what I did yesterday. I just was way too tired. I actually passed out till like 4 in the morning after I did that session because I was just that tired. Thankfully, I'm not like that today, so yeah. And my voice isn't nearly as parched as it was yesterday. So Poison in early game Diablo is actually pretty good. It's very effective against most everything because there's no immunities yet. But as you get closer and closer towards the higher difficulties, Poison isn't really as effective, at least in terms of just general things, because most, I think I want to say most of the most common immunities after Nightmare basically become immune to poison. Immune to physical damage is very rare. I think it's actually the rarest proc a monster can get. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. It's not very common. Immunity to magic is fairly common. I was going to play as a sorceress, like I said, but I don't know. It's a little... I had to get back into it, so I got to play something I'm a little bit more inexperienced, but experienced with. Like, sorceress I'm pretty confident with, but sorceress also requires crap gear. Like, you don't really need anything important, so I'm not worried about it. But, I mean, so far, I'm definitely enjoying my early grind, if you will. So what I'm going to do is, after we get to Tristram, I'm going to just farm Tristram. I'll show you guys how that works as well, because I honestly tell people it's hard to recommend Diablo 2, because Diablo 2 is a very grindy game, and sweet, we've only got a few more mobs left to kill. Watch them be all the way at the end. I would not be surprised. Like where I just started and I just missed a little tiny hump. Oh, this is Den of Evil in a nutshell right here. But yeah, I don't know. I love Sorceress, but I don't know. I am so tired that... it's gross. Ugh. Anyways. I really can't justify... Oh, fucking, I called it. They were right up here. You gotta be shitting me. Okay, Den of Evil's done. Sweet. Let's go ahead and get our stat points, because that's important shit, man. I love this game's music and stuff so much. You have cleansed the den of assholes. Okay. Why am I just devolved just like there, didn't I? So, anyways, let's go ahead and sell some of this garbage. I'm gonna keep that charm just because it's not very useful, but it is what it is. I can't really do much about it. This scepter is interesting because it also has points to sacrifice, which, why the hell not? It's better than that piece of shit, so that's pretty cool. I already got a piece of Paladin gear, so nice. And let's just go ahead and get rid of that. That was pretty garbo, and you know, it's better than nothing, so I'm not going to complain. This is early game trash gear. I'm not even gonna attempt to make it, you know, part of my life right now. I'm not gonna give it, like, you know, child support and tell it's the best thing ever and all that stuff. No. It's just trash gear that we're starting off with. So, I'm gonna start leveling up right now. So we've got enough points. We already have 2 guaranteed points into sacrifice, which is increased AR and damage. And the only downside, of course, is you take some damage yourself. It is a prerequisite to getting Zeal, which we can't get until level 12. So I'm not really, you know, hurting for a squirtin' right now, if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and get an offensive aura. Might is just a good one. It just depends on what you want your aura to be, really. Thorns is really good. So Paladins are interesting because they can give offensive and defensive buffs to party, similar to Barbarians. But they have the, like, Paladins have the best. So that's why they're so useful. You have, you know, like, regenerating life. You have resist fire, which is kind of shitty. Just kind of general stuff you can use. I don't think it's bad. You can do some weird glitches with, like, flicking. I'm not really 100% sure how to do. But, yeah, there's a lot of really good, like, defensive auras. But obviously a game about killing stuff. I want to kill stuff quickly. So I'm going to probably start with Might. It's been a while since I've actually done this. Attack will be interrupted. I want to just scout this out, but I'm going to keep it on Might for now. Just 1 point in there. And let's go ahead and put a point into Sacrifice, because we need that. And let's just keep putting points into Sacrifice, so that way Zeal has its damage buff when we get to level 12. So yeah, and then let's go ahead and start pumping. You know, it's important to put points into Strength. Mana and Energy, not really as important. Vitality is a good dump stat, but I really want a nice AR. So let's go ahead and bump up our AR to 30, and then just put the rest into Strength for now. Get a nice good mix here going. I want to have good armor eventually. You can make some pretty damn tanky Paladins. I mean, I haven't really made that many, but it's always a good idea to just tank yourself up. Your armor is really important, so let's see. Let's put on our buff, and then we'll put on our normal attack to Sacrifice. So now we have our right-click attack, and we're doing some extra damage. There's a lot of skills I'm unfamiliar with Paladin, because I've only ever played as Hammerdin and Zeal. I've always wanted to make a smiter, but it's just something it's tricky. You really want to use, like, what's it called? Like shields, I'm pretty sure. I think it's shields. There's something like that where you have to, like, do that. So you can hear that sound effect now. That is my health being shipped off every time I hit something. So I have to really rely on keeping my health pretty high up there before I do too much. I could easily just switch over to normal attack for now, but I'm not really worried about it. If you're unfamiliar, healing pots are not like they are in shitty-ass Diablo 3. They're actually very useful in this game, because I don't have boots yet. Nice. they're incredibly useful because they can fill up your inventory. But a lot of that's very important because if you're not careful, you can accidentally screw yourself over. And you need to have potion with you in the early game a lot. And big sashes, especially later on, are very important because... Oh, there he is. It's Bishop Bosh. There he is. Holy fucking explode. I love that. It's the little things, isn't it? Let's see what those gloves are. Oh, get the fuck away from me. I said get. There we go. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't really care about the stats right now. It's just... It could be giving me something good, but I don't really care. I just saw yellow, and I'm like, awesome, bitchin'. So what we're trying to do right now is we're gonna try and get to the burial grounds. No, it's burial. I know how to say it properly. I say mountain, but I don't say bury, unfortunately. What a shame. My grandpa said bury. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna try and get to ceremonial area, whatever it's called, and then we're gonna rock some Blood Raven out. Essentially, right now, this is a very good start. I can't believe I've gotten this lucky already. But Diablo 2 is a very luck-based game. Oh shit, my belt's already trying to break on me. I'm getting too fat, man. But yeah, there's a lot to it. It's a lot more random in terms of gear, unlike shitty-ass Diablo 3, which is just like, have all the gear for all the characters all the time, because you never, ever, ever, ever can be underpowered, and you're always getting better. It's really frustrating. I can't stand that game. The less I talk about it, the better I feel. I forgot I had a ring. Hang on a second. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, you really, really, really need to manage your inventory. You need to manage your stats. You actually have to... Oh, fucking ants in here now. There's like one ant in every room in this house right now, and it's driving me nuts. Anyways, yeah, you need to actually play a game as intended and actually, you know what you're doing. So it's pretty important in Diablo 2 to utilize all your stats, all your skills at the right time. I'm not, like I said, an expert, so don't take everything I say as an absolute. I'm sure I'm more than efficient to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, of course, like play Barbarian with Whirlwind in 2021. But that's your own business, man. If you want to do that, go for it. That's the magic of Diablo 2, but it's also the curse. You can kind of make whatever build you really want, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. So always keep that in mind. Characters are not gonna max. That's what I hate about Diablo 3. It's so fucking manipulative. Like, it's like, oh, cool, you maxed your character. Awesome, cool, now have extra levels to level up even more. It's like, if a character reaches 99 in Diablo, it's fucking rare. It takes literal months and months and months and months of solo play as well if you're doing this on your own. So, yeah, don't do that. I don't recommend it. So let's go ahead and pump another point into sack and some more dex. I'm just going to go dex and strength. Probably the next level, I'm going to go with some HP, because why not? I don't want to get too skimpy here. I mean, it's going to start off pretty rocky, but it gets 10 times the tiger after a while. It really does. I'm getting really bad luck on my map as well. Normally, Cold Plains, you just walk, like, in a direction and you're almost already at Burial Grounds. Is this it? Good. I'm just going to Let me use my fucking brain here. I can't even do it now. I just made fun of it and made myself laugh. Yeah, I'm going to mark out the map a bit more because I really, really want to get as much stuff as I can to make sure I can do catacombs, because catacombs, or not catacombs, but mausoleum and what's it called, because I really, really, really want to make sure I'm going into this just right. So I hate to say I'm going to have to cut eventually because I need to do Tristram runs in the background, because there is no way in hell you guys are going to want to watch me do that. It's very boring, so I'm going to cut that out. But everything else after Tristram, I'm going to leave in, because it's important, I think, and it's actually worth it. I mean, Tristram runs are... they're there. They're a thing that you just do, okay? If you play Diablo 2, you just do them because you know you have to. So this is going to be our stony field. Hopefully I can get a nice close stony field teleport. That would be cool. I know I'm going back. I'm just double checking here. So if you're unfamiliar with Diablo 2, which I hope you're not, because if you are, I'm so sorry that you've been deprived of this wonderful game your whole life until just now. You want to make sure you're mapping, if you're playing single player, that is, because single player, your maps don't actually clear unless you physically clear them yourself through, I think you can use like a hex editor or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I probably just bullshit that expression, but you really need to make sure you map out areas that you know have dungeons and teleports, because, well, at least the main ones you know you need. We haven't found Rakanishu yet, which is why I'm kind of looking around here. We found Bishabosh, but that's not what I want. I'm sorry. Rakanishu's in the other area. I'm so stupid. I feel so bad. But, yeah, you want to make sure you map out areas like the pit. If you're not mapping out the pit in hell on a single-player save, what the hell is wrong with you? Or, like, Lower Kurast and getting that chest with that good KC on it. TC, sorry. I've been playing RuneScape lately, so my brain's like, KC, yeah, sure. Man, I'm like 56 kills on Hespery and still dry at 99 farming for a pet. I'm not happy about it. I'm not gonna ever let that go. 92 woodcutting, I still don't have a fucking beaver pet either. Anyways, enough bitching about RuneScape. But, maps in this game are pretty straightforward. So the reason you can tell why most players prefer, like, Fireball Sorceress or whatever is because of AoE damage, which Paladin really is kind of lacking in, which is why most players spec into, oh, what's it called? Blessed Hammer, because it's just batshit broken. But, yeah, trust me, there's a lot to be had with Paladin that I really enjoy. So, it's still very fun. It's very pure. It's almost like playing Warrior Plus from Diablo 1. So, I am doing stuff with a very intentional rhythm right now, if you couldn't tell. So, what I'm doing is just circling the map. I'm just trying to get as many mobs as I can to kill, because I want to get Tristram done with. It's a very, very tedious kind of, you know, area. I'm not really a huge fan of getting there. It's really brutal, because it's very chock full of high-tier mobs. Especially Griswold, he will fuck you up really hard and just not let go of your hair. So you want to make sure you're pretty stacked, you know. A lot of Diablo 2 is farming. If you're not into that, it's probably not a kind of game for you. You cannot just play this game like Diablo 3, if that's what I'm trying to get at here. It's very different. Is that ethereal? Or is it socketed? Oh, nice, it's socketed. That's pretty dope. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to Rogue, and let's get some more items. Let's see what we got, man. Look at all these fucking goodies. Okay, probably not any of these are goodies, but let me dream, okay? Ethereal. Oh, there's something ethereal. Ethereal means you cannot repair it. Once it's dead, it's dead. Bitchin', 1 energy. That is hot trash. That's not what I wanted at all. So, I'm a little miffed, not gonna lie. So we have 10 keys right now. That's pretty cool, I guess. Why does it show item level for keys? That must be a Plugy edition. I don't think that's actually... I've never seen that before. It could be a Plugy edition, who knows. Let's go ahead and buy a portal scroll, tome, and you can drop items into it like that to fill it up faster. And let's go ahead and get our identify. No, I don't want 2, damn it. Oh, shit. And then just, I'm control and right clicking to buy max item for this. I don't think I can buy that many though. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. I don't have enough gold. Not a big deal though. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these mana potions, because I don't really need mana potions just yet. We're going to need that for Zeal. So right now they're not nearly as important. Ah, shit, didn't mean to sell that. I'll keep these rejuvenation potions on standby. They're pretty good. Rejuvenation fills both of your mana and your HP. So I should have... I need a pretty good grip because we're going to go straight into catacombs after this. I keep calling it catacombs, damn it. That's not what it's called. Mausoleum. So we have to really be ready for this because I'm going to make a cut after this. So we got 3 gems already. That's pretty good. Let's take a hearty sip of my delicious beverage. Mmm. It tastes like water because that's what it is. Okay. So, oh, I know. I hope that doesn't bug somebody. I don't really do that on camera very often.
Desecrated.
Desecrated. So let's go ahead and swap over to... I'm going to leave that on that for now, and then just start with Smite on, or Might on Z. I usually keep my hotkeys pretty low, because I just prefer that. I don't like having to hit function keys very often. So let's go ahead and kill Blood Raven. Yeah, Army of the Dead. I'm not into that, fam. Don't quote your fucking Korn lyrics at me, okay? Please don't. And before you jump my shit, Korn's my favorite band. I have every ability to make that joke with 100% honesty. Damn. I am just decimating her. That is awesome. My sorceress took like 8 years to kill her because I was very underpowered, and it sucked. Oh, good night. Awesome, yes. So we got a scimitar and a wolf's head. The wolf's head's pretty useless. That's actually a druid item. Not very happy about that, if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and go back here. We could talk to Kashaya, and she'll give us a Kyoko. Oh, cool. I like her already. She's got personality. She's 100% dispensable. I don't care. So, 2 to 6, one hand. This also gives us sacrifice. I'm not really worried about this. It is what it is. It's just there. Let's just go ahead and sell it. Yeah, Kara, I know what to do. I played this game before, so we don't need these. Also, always identify your items before you sell them because they always have a higher sell. It's always a good idea to do that. This might be an overkill, but I don't care. So, shift and right click. Sorry, that's what I was saying earlier. Shift and right click is what you're going to use to quick buy. And you want to get that tome really early because I can't stress it enough. Not worried about my identify tome. I really don't use that if I'm honest. Usually past, like, once you get Deckard Cain, you don't need it. So, Crypt is a very easy dungeon. These are 2 optional dungeons as well. You don't have to do these, but I do recommend it for a new character. These are also great sources of early game gems, as well as sometimes runes. And they always have, I think, 1 to 2 guaranteed unique packs in here. So uniques are like this guy right here. Like they have like teleport, whatever, and they have minions. Minions are always worth killing, as well as the elite if you can kill it. If you're playing a sorceress, there's a lot of issues that you come into, like immunities and stuff. But that isn't until later. But yeah, it can be pretty bad. So that's why I say if you can kill it. I do recommend killing every single monster you see early on to get the most XP possible, and just, it's very important. But these dungeons are pretty easy. They're actually reminiscent of the catacomb dungeons from Diablo 1. If you haven't played that, go ahead and do it. It's really fun. But I really like this. I'm not really going to need a short sword. Can't use Katars. Those are specifically for assassins. I've never actually made an assassin, if you're curious. It's one of those like classes I just don't understand. I know that a lot of players who've played assassin before also tend to like Demon Hunter in Diablo 3. I personally don't like that game, so I don't think I'm the person you want to talk to about that, if I'm being honest. Oh, that's enchanted. I'll take it. I always say early on, open up every single thing you can get your hands on, like these caskets, these things like that, because that is going to increase your chance of getting runes early on, stuff like that. It's always worth it. It's tedious at times, but it is worth it. And this looks like this might... Yep, this is our boss loot. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was a hell of a hit. Okay. So... What is this? It doesn't have sacrifice on it, so I don't care, unfortunately. But an enchanted sash is pretty dope, and this K-tar is nice just to sell. Well, let's go ahead and bank real quick, because why not? This sash can't... Oh, it's empty. Shit. The sash is pretty much an awesome find already.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, let's go ahead and open that shit up. Attacker takes 1 damage. It's not terrible. It's not great either. This is just durability. What the fuck? That's so rare. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, that's fine. Not anything crazy, but still pretty good. Let's go ahead and open our chest up, though, because that's the main thing we want. These chests are always very worth opening, because they almost always contain a good item. I heard a drop of a gem. I think I picked it up. I didn't see what it was. It was a sapphire. Okay. And... Oh, god damn you. You can carry it. Quit being such a baby. Ooh, an enchanted buckler. Enchanting. Let's see what we can get, though. And a scepter. Nice. I mean, this is already a good haul. This is a hell of a lot better than what my sorceress was doing yesterday. That's for damn sure. I did delete that character because it just wasn't very good. I'm not looking at any of the procs. I'm just opening them up. Lightning res. Oh, hell yeah. That's... I mean, the resistance is great. What's this? 2 to sack. 1 to 3 lightning damage. I'll take it. I mean, it's not... It is socketed, no? I mean, the socket's tempting. This is 2 to sacrifice and lightning damage, so that's really good. The socket is tempting, but... I don't know. I'm thinking of just sticking to this buckler here for now, and it may be tempting because, you know, the defense on this is pretty good. Oh, man, I'm at a crossroad already. It's trash gear. I'm not really worried about it. No, fuck it. We're keeping it. I'm going to keep that buckler because I don't want to make a terrible, terrible mistake. You really don't want to make those kinds of mistakes early on by socketing the wrong thing. But I want to put something in here for when we get to Tristram to make Tristram go by a little bit easier if I can. I mean, it would be nice, but I doubt it will happen. So that's the first one done, and then we can go ahead and do Mausoleum next. So those chests are guaranteed in both of these dungeons. There are 2 separate dungeons in this area. They have very good chances, especially later on in Hell difficulty. Their TC is very high. It's surprising how much Act 1 content actually has very good areas, like the pits and stuff. I think Catacombs as well is actually pretty good, because I usually run through there. Catacombs is where you're going to fight Andariel. She's just great, like, in terms of, like, items as well. Like, you can get a good early Stone of Jordan from her in Nightmare. You can also get just shit tons of runes and shit tons of, like, chips and stuff from her. Like, she's just a really great boss, and the area is really fast as well. You don't have to worry about a whole lot, so that's what makes it so easy. See what I mean? Like, clicking on these things, getting these chips really early is very important, because you really want to get your, you know, gems and stuff early to up tier a lot faster for your runes, because after a while, when we get the Herodric Cube, I'll explain more, but for the most part, it's always going to come down to just, you know, efficiency with runes, unfortunately, because runes are the most important thing in Diablo 2, and damn, I love rooms like this. They are just awesome to find. Okay, that's not terrible. Just some gold. Gold is pretty important in the early game of Diablo 2, but it's something that you should just always be obtaining and getting your inventory cleared out, and just... You really want to keep a nice steady gold flow, because if you don't, once you get to, like, Nightmare and Hell, and if you die a lot, or your minions die a lot, you really want to make sure you're not pissing your gold away too easy. So let's go ahead and put some into vitality and another point into sacrifice. I kind of... That's a really bad skill. Holy Shield, that's what it was. Holy Shield and Smite are just two fucking ridiculous skills. I haven't done it in a long time, but it is pretty cool. I'm tempted to get this. Is this just a passive skill? I think this is just a passive skill. It's been a long time since I made a Zeal, like 2 or 3 years, so I'm tempted to do that. But let's put another point into sacrifice. Trust me, man, it may seem like, oh, I gotta use health, but has it looked like I've almost died because of this at all? Like, nah, man. Oh, damn, and an enchanted scepter? Oh, hell, shit, man, this is just... Why didn't I just do this yesterday, or sorry, do this today instead of yesterday and waste all that, like, time doing that? Because that was absolute shit. This is incredible, wow. Okay, we got some leather armor. Actually, let's, just make some room here. This is the other thing I like about Diablo 3 is you can, or sorry, Diablo 2 is you can do this with your inventory. It's very small, but it reminds me a lot of, what's it called? Resident Evil 4. I just love the inventory in that game. And it may seem tedious too, like, oh, is Seth's really gonna kill every single enemy? Yes, it's incredibly important. I heard a skull drop as well. Oh, get fucked. There we go. So that went pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and go back to town for a moment, and then we're going to pick through all this loot. It seems tedious, but you gotta do it in the early game. Not going to look at anything yet. Ooh, lots of good stuff on this bad boy. 6 to 13. Prayer. I have might, so that's pretty nice. We get some more mana. What's the damage difference here? I mean, it's tempting. It does have poison. And it does increase might, so we probably are getting... Well, how much is sacrifice? Oh, I don't know. 31 to 60... 31 to 63... I'm just tempted to go with this because I think it's better, just in terms of statistics. And enhanced defense, why not? I mean, I haven't really found any jewels yet to really stick anything into. I don't know, let's just hold on to that for now, because I might actually use that later if I find a better jewel. So, because I don't like just enhanced defense, it's not really a great proc, if I'm being honest. And let's go ahead and hoover up the rest of that loot here and finish out this episode. Because I'm tempted to do that. It's really... It's always a big gamble, though. I mean, but defense is really not as important as you think. You can always do this. You're not going to lose too much gold doing this. And I'll take that fumigating potion and that skull for sure. That's what I really want that, honestly. Skulls are okay for early slots. Not very, but they are pretty good. I don't really use a lot of things other than that, just because, well, personally, I just want to get, like, you know, straight up, like, rune up tiering. I don't really use, you know... It's complicated. We'll get into it when we get into it. I'm going to leave that behind, because I'm not really going to care about it. 2 to life. Already a pretty good thing. I'd rather take that. Lightning res. Nice. That's pretty solid, man. That's a pretty good start. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not great, but it's a start. And let's go ahead and... I just want to stack some potions, because I don't know. I think I should be okay with selling some keys. It's not gonna hurt. Like... Oh man, when you run out of keys, you really feel it, though. You're like, oh shit, I really shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for this very first episode. We're going to go ahead and do probably everything up to... I don't know. I'm going to probably just do Act 1 this session, so I'll see you guys in the next one.